No one wanted to give me a chance back then. So yeah, today was one of the most important days of the most important lessons I actually learned today. And yeah, it was a very important lesson that I learned today, which was so today what ended up happening was I decided to go to a new gym today, like a different gym, because how do I get out of here? So I went to a different gym today because I wanted to like see this different gym. I just wanted to change my gym today. I went to a different gym today, and so when I got there, the benches were weird. Like it was like the front part of the actual thing, like the you know, like the spot, like yeah, the front part of the bench was like up, and it was like up in a weird way, and you couldn't move it or anything, and it was weird the whole way the bench was set up. So I initially went to go check a different spot, and then I go back there and someone took the spot. So I'm just wandering around now thinking, what do I even do? Because now these benches are weird and I don't even have one. So I saw an empty bench, like, I don't know, some guy moved his stuff. I think he saw that I was trying to, go there, so he moved his stuff. And so I warmed up in the beginning with 70s, and it was like weird, like I still got it, but like it was hard to pick up the dumbbells and like actually bring it. I don't know how to like explain it, because like the front part was like blocking it, so I couldn't like exactly like. Usually what I do with the benches, like when I incline dumbbell bench, is that I deadlift the dumbbells, I like bring it up from the floor and I walk it to me. Like that's how you're usually supposed to do it, but that other bench didn't let me do it. So I was like, what do you call it? I didn't know what to do. I did the 70s. It was alright. Then I went up to 90s. It felt a little weird, but I still got it up for like. I only wanted to do a little bit reps, so I did it for 4, and it felt easier. I don't know why, but 90s felt easier than the 70. Maybe because I got used to the setup. I mean, clearly after what happened next one. So then I ended up going up to hundreds, which I did last week for 8 reps, which still wasn't good. That was lower than what I did before. I did it for 11 a couple weeks ago. But I've been sick a lot recently, and I've been missing a lot of days of school and stuff like that due to a lot of sicknesses. You can tell by my voice and everything that I'm still not feeling the best. I'm on a ton of prescriptions, stuff like that right now. I haven't been feeling good the last month. It's been very off, everything. But so I grabbed the 100-pound dumbbells, and I can't even bring it to the actual bench because the whole thing's weird. So I bring the one on my right, I bring that one up on my right knee, but on my left knee I dropped it, and some guy came up to me and he's like, you're gonna hurt your wrist if you do it like that. And I told him, like, this is my first time doing this bench, so it feels so weird. And he's like, yeah, like this bench is more weird and everything. So he offered to actually help me up. So he lifted the dumbbells on my knees. But that was the first time I ever like got a spot off anyone. So it felt weird, like holding the dumbbells, like without me actually picking it up. But I still got it and everything. And so I lifted it off, and I like went to press, and I couldn't get it because I don't know, the whole thing. It was so weird, like the way the whole bench was set up. So I didn't get it, and so I'm like, all right, fine, I'll just drop it. He's like, the guy told me, he's like, you shouldn't be lifting. You should drop the weight down because clearly you can't get this right now on this bench. So I initially went down to 90s, and I couldn't even get 90s. I did it on the warm-up, but I couldn't even get it on 90s now. So now I'm like, what do I even do? So like a minute later, I'm like, I could either wait like an extra like 3 minutes or something like that, rest for a little bit, and get more reps. But I'm like, this is going to be like an endurance rep thing. I'm going to do like an endurance set, something like that. So I went to 70s, and I did that for like 16 reps, I think it was. And still, that's not that good. Like I done like, I think 75s for like 18 a couple weeks ago. But still, this was after no rest and everything, and the whole bench thing was weird and everything. It was just so weird. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't know, I was so upset at the time. Like when I don't get these lifts, I feel like crying. I'm gonna be honest. Like I actually feel like crying. That's not like I genuinely feel like crying every single time I don't get these lifts, because it's so important for my wrestling. I mean, not the bench. The bench doesn't matter too much for wrestling. Like you don't need a heavy bench for wrestling. for like if you don't have like the strongest bench, it's not gonna impact you too much. Like to the point where like I'm doing hundreds now. Like if I get like 110 stuff like that, it's not gonna improve my lifting by that much anymore. It's gonna be like the same now. It's not really gonna impact me too much. How do we get into this now? I got in easily. So yeah, like now that I'm at hundreds now, it doesn't really matter my bench anymore. Because like now it's like it's a pressing movement, and wrestling's more like a pulling and a full body movement. So you don't really need that heavy to a certain point. Like once you got up to hundreds, like 90s, even if I got up to 90s, that's good enough. You don't really need an incline dumbbell, because on flat I could probably do like 115, 110 now. I don't know how much it is exactly. But yeah, I can do a lot now, and it does not matter anymore, because at a certain point, your incline dumbbell chest press, or what, just a bench in general, it doesn't matter way too much. It still does matter like a bit, but like of course, the more heavier you bench, you're gonna get more of an advantage, but not to this like to the point where like for example, like a deadlift. If you deadlift like 600 pounds, you're gonna have way more of an advantage than someone who deadlifts 500 pounds. Like what I'm trying to say is that like increasing your other lifts matters way more than your bench press for wrestling. I'm just trying to get into the because I'm so driving while doing this, but yeah, and then I did shoulder presses afterwards. Standing shoulder press is a movement that I feel like it's really good, because it's a full body movement. Like you're pressing, it's still a pressing movement, but you're using your full body and you're pressing up, so that's a lot better. It's something that I should probably do before the dumbbell press, but I like to have a heavy bench press. It looks better for the chest and everything, and I increased it a lot from last year. Last year I was only able to do like 70s flat when I first started doing it, and like by the end of the season I was only able to do like 75s for 8. So I'm doing a lot more this season than last season. Like overall on all my lifts, I've increased a lot. But yeah, I'm cutting now, so now it feels a lot more harder to do these lifts. And I did the shoulder press today, and I got them. I'm just seeing my arm was blocking the way. I got 145 for a couple reps. So what ended up happening was the first rep, it felt easier, which is weird actually, because last week I did 135, and this is like because before last week, so here's exactly what happened. I haven't lifted upper body in 10 days due to my sickness again, but I was also sick 2.5 weeks ago, so I missed 2.5 weeks ago, and when I came back from that break, I was only able to do a shoulder press 135s for 3. So today I went up to 145, just back up again like a little bit. I didn't increase it way too much, but I got there for 5 reps. But in the second rep, I pressed up and it hit the top thing, and I ended up, it affected me a bit. I still got it for 3 extra reps afterwards, but still, yeah. And then I ended up doing 115s after. That was more for speed and endurance. And you'll see, like, I'm not trying to do the shoulder presses slow anymore, or any of the lifts. That's something that you gotta focus more on. Moving the weight fast, You're trying to train your fast twitch muscles for wrestling, of course. If you're trying to lift, like, just, like, for bodybuilding and everything like that, it is better to go, like, slow and stuff like that. I was going slow before. I recently just started going more faster, because that's how you're supposed to do it. So I always have that endurance set for the shoulder press for other lifts as well. And I was doing that more for speed and everything. And just in general, even the heavy lifts, I'm always trying to move it more faster now. I don't really care way too much. I'm not really trying to focus on slowness, like pausing way too much. I still do pause at the top for a second a bit, make sure I have control, but it's more about endurance. Yeah, and then afterwards I did close grip bench, and that's for triceps. So I add that as well. It's just for grip, like close grip and everything like that. It's still a pressing movement once again, but still it's good for wrestling as well. So I added that. It's good in general, just for your triceps and everything. So I ended up doing that for I think I went up to 190 today. Last week I didn't even do it. I mean, I haven't done it in a while, like, cause, you know, yeah, I've been dealing with a lot of health issues. So, yeah, I did that today for 190 for I think it was 5 reps. It wasn't amazing, but I'm getting back into it. Hopefully, I can get back up to like, I don't know, like 205 for like 8 reps, maybe something like that. There's also heavy fatigue from the incline dumbbell bench and shoulder press. Like, if I was to do it like straight out the bat, like first lift, I would be doing way more. But of course, for me, it's a lot of fatigue and everything like that. Because every single set I do is to failure. I'm gonna be honest. Even the endurance sets, those are to failure. Which I think I probably shouldn't be doing those to failure, but yeah. Everything to me is always, why am I having my thing still on? Yeah, I do that to failure, and then afterwards I did, what did I do after? Hammer curls, and this went up again. I did this for, I'm just focused on the road right now, it's a lot of stuff on the road, but I did hammer curls from 55s today. I upped it from 50, and I did that for 8 reps, and then I did 6 cheat reps after. Or just for endurance, like for wrestling and stuff like that, to just move it fast and everything like that. I wasn't fully swinging it, but like at the same time, I wasn't like having the control. So what I did in the beginning was I was actually like pulling it from the for 8 reps. I was like pausing at the top a little bit, and I was doing it well and everything like that. And then afterwards, yeah, the fatigue and everything, I was really tired, so I was just swinging the last couple reps. I didn't really count those reps, but those reps was just like more focused on wrestling and stuff like that. Like, you know, moving the weight. It's more like moving it. You're not focusing on, yeah, those last reps were about moving the weight. It wasn't about trying to gain muscle, like trying to build, like, put tension on the biceps. It was more like a, yeah. And then afterwards, I did, then afterwards, what I was initially gonna do was, chest flies, but I was like, you know, I had such a bad incline dumbbell bench today, and I'm like, there's no way I can just like go off like that, because I only did 1 set, so that was 1 set for the chest movement. And I'm like, I gotta do something else. So I saw this incline machine press, and I've never done this machine before. I don't really use machines at all. Like, I don't really, for upper body, I don't use machines, because, you know, or just in general, I do some machines like for like single leg curls for my knees, like, and stuff like that, so I don't like hurt them again, stuff like that, just strengthen them. What other machines do I use? I don't know. I think that's it, to be honest. Yeah, I don't really use a lot of machines, but yeah, I ended up using the incline chest machine today, and I did 70 for 11 in the beginning. Here's my plan. So I wanted to do 3 sets of 1 minute rest. So I would do, like, let's say for example 11 to failure, then I'll do like 8 to failure, and then like maybe another 8 to failure. What ended up happening was I did 11, but I was so tired after that, I pushed weight to failure. So after that, I did 4 reps after that, and when I decided, you know, I'm just gonna rest for 3 minutes and like probably get another like 10 reps or something like that, I did it again. I was feeling good for the first 3 reps, and I couldn't even get the 4th rep. I think I got the 4th rep. I'm not too sure, but I didn't end up getting it. And yeah, so overall, and then afterwards, I haven't trained legs in a while. I was also sick, so here's the thing about me though. I don't like training upper body as much. Even it doesn't help for wrestling as much, and just in general, I don't enjoy training it. I don't know. A lot of guys like training chest compared to legs, but I enjoy training legs, like my Zercher squats. Like, I do Zercher squats for legs because that helps with wrestling so much. I added that back in April, I think it was, and that was like the best decision I ever done. It helped my wrestling so much in this off season. And yeah, we call it I enjoy that more than doing bench press or any other lift, because like, I don't know, there's something so fun about doing it, even though it's painful in the beginning and everything like that. I don't know, I just love doing Zercher squats so much. They help for wrestling so much. They're probably like one of the most important lifts for wrestling. It helps so much. It's such a good movement because it's like directly, you're practicing like underhooks, like squat. Like when you hold the bar with your arms, you're like directly like training like an underhook almost. And just in general, I just enjoy it so much. I don't enjoy doing bench press, like, or anything else, because I don't know, I just never enjoyed it. Even when I first started lifting, like back when I was doing squats and my form was awful. But here's the thing about squats as well. I do Zercher squats not only because it helps with wrestling a lot, but it's also because I'm very tall. I'm like 6 foot, like one, I think I'm 6'2", 1.5, whatever it is. But yeah, I'm tall, and it's hard for me to squat. It's hard for taller people to squat. Like with a back squat, it like your depth and everything, like you're like going down. Like I'm always focusing on my form when I was doing back squats, and it sucked. So I decided one day, I was like, I always like kept searching online. How do I fix back squats? How do I fix my form? How do I fix this? And so I saw it one day, some guy doing Zercher squats and saying how it was more helpful for wrestling, like for grappling and everything like that. So I looked into it, and it helped so much. And when I started doing it, when I started going to my practices after, and while I was doing it, I felt a lot better. I also added the trap bar farmer carries, which helped my wrestling a lot. So overall, like, those lifts helped my wrestling in this off season like a crazy amount. I probably feel like, I don't want to say like double or anything like that, but I feel like a way better wrestler than last season. I put on a ton of strength just in general. So yeah, just focusing on strength, focusing on, that's a big issue because in the start of the season I was wrestling 184, and then I bumped up to 197 after mid-December, I think it was, because for the dual meet, because we had dual meet against Hofstra for Morgan State first, and that was my first time ever wrestling 197, and I was wrestling against some huge, like some crazy strong dude. He was a junior, I think he was, and yeah, he was starting over a JUCO national finalist and a JUCO All-American. Like he was the guy who was his backup, I think it was. He was a JUCO All-American and JUCO national finalist and Nevada State champ. So he must have been like really good to put him on the bench. Like he didn't even, like, the other guy didn't even get like a chance to really wrestle at that school because he was so good. But he was so strong. I checked the roster and everything after, and he weighed around like 220. So when I was up against him, so here's what ended up happening in the beginning. My coach came into the room before our meet, a couple minutes before the skin checks and everything, and he's like, what's on your neck? And it looked like I had ringworm. So what I ended up having to do during the skin checks, I didn't have it. It looked like it. I don't know what it was. I think it was acne, something like that. I used to have a ton of acne on my. I used to get a lot. I got like some really good skincare. It's really been helping me out a lot. I got prescribed it, some sort of stuff. Overall, that's been helping me a ton. But yeah, I used to get that a ton, and I had to hide it. So their coach was doing the skin checks on us, and I had to keep like acting like I had no idea what was going on. I had to keep tweaking, moving my neck around. He's like, what are you doing? I was like going so fast and everything. He's like, what are you doing? And I kept on like trying to hide because I didn't want him like thinking it. I mean, they still saw it, and then they told me it was nothing. So it was nothing to worry about. I was just really worried about that. And yeah, so that was my first dual meet in college as well. I mean, I'll go more into that, but yeah, that was my first time wrestling 197. I'll explain it more in maybe another video. I have stories about that dual meet, stuff that happened before the dual meet, stuff like that. Yeah. Oh my god. It brings back some memories before the dual meet, what happened, some of the stuff. Yeah, it was an embarrassing moment for me, but I'm not talking about during my match. I'm talking about what happened before the match. But yeah, that was my first time wrestling 197 against Morgan State. And yeah, so the main thing I saw at 197 compared to 184 was the speed. The strength. Like at 184, it's a lot about speed, like being an athlete, like a really good overall athlete, like strength and speed and explosiveness and everything in general, which I was good at. But at 197, I couldn't like deal with the strength of some of the people. Like when I wrestled that Morgan State guy, he had a lot more strength over me. And so this off season, putting on a ton of strength has helped me a lot. Like I put on way more strength compared to what I had in February. Right, like March time, right around the end of the season, I put on a ton of strength. Like, and also I had an elbow. I talked about it a little bit, but I had an elbow injury, and that kept me out till May. So I've only really started lifting. I did try to lift in April. That's when I introduced my Zercher squat, stuff like that. But I hurt my elbow again doing because I didn't rest it long enough. But after in May time, that's when I got better. And then I fully healed afterwards. Like, I didn't have any issues. Sometimes I still have a little issues, but it's nothing too big anymore. I overall, during May and June time, I focused a lot on healing my elbow and stuff like that. And yeah. So that's how I learned that when I was wrestling 197, that it's a lot more about strength, more about, still as well, like, you'll see, like, the guys at 197 are usually the strongest guys in the room. They're usually stronger than the 285 guys. And you'll see a lot of times these guys have like a lot of strength and stuff like that, and they end up going to 285. You'll see a lot of guys at 197 jump up to 285 during their like maybe junior year, senior year, whatever it is. Because like I don't know, I see a lot of guys. I was thinking about doing it for like maybe like 12 seconds, and I was like, nah, I ain't doing that. Because like, first of all, I wrestled last season at 184. I would be going up at like 184 at the start of last season to 285. So that would be stupid. And even though it's 285 weight class, most of the guys are 230 there, and they're not very athletic. Like, I mean, not like athletic. Some of the guys don't have like. There's some really bad 285 guys. Like, I was thinking like how somebody. I'm not gonna say that, you know. But yeah. Overall, they just quickly get this turn. Oh, what is this guy doing? So yeah, that was my lift today. That was day 3 of my documenting my journey as a college wrestler. It wasn't the most greatest day today, you know, it does sting a bit. I sat in my car after for like 20 minutes. I was thinking like, how did I let this happen? I looked back after a little bit and I was like, it wasn't that bad. I'll still come back stronger next week. I won't go to this gym again because for the bench. The other stuff is really good. Like, some of the other stuff is good. I also did leg extensions after because I missed the Zercher squats. I missed the leg day, so I did that. I did that for 235 for I think 16 reps it was. So I initially got 8 reps, and afterwards my mind gave up. I didn't want to do it anymore, but I kept pushing through. Like, I was like, it looked like I was going crazy while I was doing it, because that's how I like love to train, like the failure. So I grow every week because I keep doing that. Even when I'm like, my mind's telling me, oh, stop right now, I don't want to do this anymore, I still keep pushing even though it's so painful. So I did that for like 16 reps. I ended up doing it. I kept pushing after the 8 rep, and then afterwards I did a superset of that for 205 for I think it was 8 reps after. And yeah, I was pushing through very hard, mostly because I didn't want to do another set after, because I was there for long enough. So yeah, that was day 3, and I think overall, even though it wasn't the greatest day, I'll come back stronger. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow exactly. Wait, tomorrow's Friday. Wow, I did not even know that. I just missed this. Oh my god. So yeah, that was day 3. I'm happy I'm doing this, and yeah. Oh my god, how long was that covering up for?